Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to The Wind Waker. In the last episode, we started working our way through the Forbidden Woods to try and find Makar, so we can obtain Ferora's Pearl from the Great Deku Tree. In this episode, we will be going even further through the Forbidden Woods. Oh, there's a Peahat here. Stolen a great feather from him, as I said you should always do when you see these things, and then knocked him down to his presumable death in the poison water. Oh no, he didn't fall into the poison water. That is problematic. There's another Peahat over there, but he's moving around, so let's just quickly grapple from him, and then off we trot. Can't be bothered fighting them. Now we're going to see a new enemy. If you look over to the corner, you will see a Mothula. These are annoying things, because they can, yes, do that! They are capable of firing large volumes of morphs at you. They are physically quite weak, but it's just the fact they can really slow you down by firing morphs at you that's slightly problematic. Now we can use these Baba Buds to basically, this room's quite high vertically, so we can just use the Baba Buds to work our way up it. There's a load of Peahats in this room as well, so you can really use this as an opportunity to get golden feathers, because, oh, later on I think you need about 20 golden feathers, so it's worth it to just start gathering them now, rather than having to come back to them later. And it's, these Peahat, at least in this dungeon, Peahats are very, very common, whereas like Kargaroks, just generally in the world, are less common. So let's head through here into what looks like a quite important room because the door is locked behind us. What's that strange powder? Oh shit, yo! It's a winged Mothula, which also apparently has fire coming out its ass. Let's see if we can get a good shot of that. Whoop! Did that count? Nope, that did not count. So, the winged Mothula, the way you fight it is, there are a number of, that was never going to work, was it? There are a number of potential ways of doing it. Apparently the pictograph box is not a good way of fighting it. You know what, I'm just going to take a picture of it later. You can wait, basically, the way I would recommend is, essentially, there you go, you just see it. When it's about to charge you like that, you get the opportunity for a parry attack. Oh no, but not like that. Normally you do. You can kind of just hit it because it doesn't hop that high, if you just use that. Every time you hit it, it'll lose some of its wings and drop a couple of morphs. Which is problematic. Nope. No. Right, well, it's over there. Let's see if we can grab a little bit of a pictograph of it. Oh, God! Oh, I was hoping that would work. That'd be such a cool-looking pictograph of it, but no. It's always difficult to try and actually do pictographs while you're literally in combat like this, especially with an enemy that likes to fly very close to you and doesn't like to just sit at a happy distance. Right. Oh, God, it's dropped more morphs. Goody. Oh, it's right on top of me. Oh, this is going to take ages just because I'm trying to photograph it at the same time. You know what, I'm just going to do a bit more damage to it and then it'll be much easier to photograph. Well, pictograph if you're going to be technically accurate. Okay, that should be good. Yes, there we go. This is the Mothula. This gigantic moth scatters its scales through the air. Even using projectiles to clip its wings won't assure safety. It can still run around swiftly and release larvae. Yes, once you've knocked out its wings, it just becomes a normal Mothula. But it's dead anyway. Oh no, it's not dead anyway. It's a normal Mothula with actually a bit more health than the usual one. The reason I waited to get the pictograph on this one is, as you can see from the visualizer there, the pictograph, like the figurine that comes with it, shows the winged Mothula and the regular Mothula, and I didn't want to kind of spoil the winged Mothula for it, because I love that when you come in to the room and it's hovering above the door sinisterly like that. It's great. It dropped an item orb, so there's not going to be much useful in there, but oh, golden feather apparently. That's cool. I didn't know they could drop golden feathers. But this is what we really came here for. This is something very important. This is the boomerang. Set it to the item buttons. Target specific objects by holding the button you set it to and at something until the red targeting cursor changes to a target. You can target up to 5 objects at once. Yeah, the boomerang is pretty cool on this. I'm going to put it on R for a reason. I always have it on R for a reason I will explain later. Well, I can explain it now, actually, because you aim with the right stick. So holding onto X or Y, which are on the right side of the controller, and moving the right stick is nearly impossible. So I have it on R, because then you can use the right stick and R at the same time. Because otherwise you'll be doing some really weird things where you're leaning across the controller. So now we have our first projectile weapon. One thing it can do is it's incredibly effective at killing Peahats, because it kind of completely clips their wings and makes they have to resort to bouncing. Oh no, they can actually grow their wings back. Did not know that. The fact that these ones have respawned also means their golden feathers have respawned, so that's useful. I'm just going to take them out while I've got the chance. 2 hits with the boomerang will always take them out. One will clip them and one will then kill them. And we can now also use these things, as you can see, to kill eye creeps, so no more having to rely on walnuts. So now we can head through here. And into this massive maze of things. As it told us, we can target multiple objects at once, and then we release, and it goes whee through all of them, which is really cool. We need to clear these things out of the way, because we need to basically glide across this room using the Deku Leaf. But if we hit one of these, we'll fall down, and that's bad. And as you will see in a second, you just have enough glide to get all there across. You haven't, because you're kind of constantly falling while you're gliding. Another joy pendant, excellent. So you can't maneuver left or right there to go around them. You have to go in a straight line, which means you have to clear them out of your way. Now, we're back in this room. We're right at the top of it this time. And there's this thing. Look at these cables cutting it up. Don't they look oddly like they can be boomerangs? Let's go ahead and do that. And that causes the whole thing to drop and fall below. It also breaks the floor below, so we can get down there, which is awesome, and that's where we want to go. Now down here, if you activate that, that'll kind of basically enable you to get back up, which I'm not really going to go over because I don't need to do that. So now we just kind of continue along with the dungeon. As you'll have noticed in this game, generally the dungeons are fairly, like, I wouldn't call them linear, but they're straightforward. You never have to think much about where you're going or what you're doing in them. Right, you can kill morphs, as you can see, pretty easily with the boomerang. Or the other thing you can do is just blow them the fuck away with the Deku Leaf. Either works perfectly well. The Deku Leaf doesn't kill them, but it knocks them away. Ah, now we're seeing a new enemy here. These are they were parasitic tentacles. You can't kill them. Whenever you kill them, they just respawn again. And what they do is grab onto you like that, stop you from moving, and drain your magic. They're also one of very few enemies in the game that, even though they're an enemy with a name, you can't ever take a pictograph of them. So that's why I didn't. We hop across this thing here, we can just quickly grab this chest while we're up here, which I think contains a joy pendant. Nope, it contains a yellow rupee. But now we've done that, we can lower this thing, like we did in the main room, but just less impressively. This allows us to grab a bomb, and throw the bomb over there. This entire room that we're about to go into has no real function in terms of it's entirely optional, but will result in something useful, so I am going to, of course, do it. Wow, I'm going for 100%, of course I'm going to do it. You'll notice as well we can now kill Boko Babas in one hit as well, which is pretty useful. Oh, I forget that once you've clipped these guys' wings, the grappling hook full-on kills them. That's how exposed they are without their wings, because their wings kind of cause a shield. When they're robbed of rotating their one talent, there's not much they can do. Need to find a way to open that, so that's what we're working on at the moment. What we need to do is get up here, clear these things out of the way with a wee blast from, or not. Try and use a clear away with a boomeranging then. Also, I really like the wall in this room. It's pretty much just one of the very few rooms in the Forbidden Woods where you can see it. But it's got like a load of fossil-y stuff along it. Not sure what it's supposed to be, but I really like it. Oh, I love being able to kill Boko Baba buds in one as well. This one turns into a regular bud. Have I still got a morph on me? That might be a problem. If you try and, those things, of course, don't launch. The more morphs you've got on you, the less you get launched by Baba Buds, because obviously morphs make you heavier. So using this, we can summon a lift along. Then you know how this goes. Push ourselves back along with the lift. And what you will see is on the other side, there's a bomb. If you were observant, you'll have seen inside that central thing there was an eye creep. The only way we can take out that eye creep is from above, by calling in an airstrike. That has killed the eye creep, unlocking that chest. Still hasn't unlocked the room though, so we have to jump in through this way and open the chest. And it contains a treasure chart, which as ever, I'll put up on the screen where it links to, what it gets. There's 2 treasure charts in every, I can't remember which one's which in this, but in every dungeon in the game, there's 2 treasure charts. We can just crawl back out there, so we didn't need to use the front locked entrance. That lock never opens. But yeah, there's two treasure charts in every dungeon, one of which will always lead to a piece of heart, and the other one will always lead to a silver rupee. So that's kind of worth knowing, but I can't remember which one's which in this. So I think that was chart 15, but I'm not entirely sure. See what I put up on the screen, that'll tell you what was right and wrong. Now that thing we lowered down has gone back up, so we need to, like, somehow it's magically reattached itself to the ceiling, because things can do that now, apparently. So we need to cut it down again, and head back. Oh, no, let's, come on, get back on, and jump onto it. Now, well, let's kill the Octorok first. We can now kill these guys with boomerangs. We're not, oh, dude, did I block it shot in midair? That was awesome. We're not reliant on deflecting their shots now. Many stronger enemies will only be stunned by the boomerang, they won't actually be killed by it, but most of the ones we come across this early in the game can also be killed by the boomerang, so it's essentially a projectile weapon. And as you can see, we can kind of blow wind using this to push ourselves through the... Oh, there's a pair of Octoroctorockibus, who knows. We can hopefully kill them both with one shot from the boomerang, or not. Decided not to target the other one. There we go. God, we've powered through this dungeon, we're nearly done with it now. Hup, come on. As you can imagine as well, I haven't shown it off, but this water's poison, so let's not land in that. Now here, there's a lot of choo-choos and parasitic tentacles I'm just going to ignore, and roll straight on through to here. To an important looking room. Any room is important if they lock the door behind you. Through here, you will see the fancy chest. If you think back to Dragon Roost, that fancy chest contains the big key to the kind of lair of the dungeon's boss. But there's these 6 switches, which need to be hit very quickly. Fortunately, we have an item that can now target multiple things in one, so that's incredibly useful to have, and if we let it fly, it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, hits them all and opens that, which is awesome. So we can get the big key. Ow, or not, we can just... I keep doing that, I keep rolling into walls when I'm intending to actually do something useful. This is becoming a problem. You got the big key, use it to gain entrance to the room where the dungeon's boss lurks. So now we can head out. Yeah, this shows you some of the learning curve in the game. Previously, a moblin was a mini-boss. Now, now 2 of them, it isn't even a mini-boss, it's just kind of standard thing. Moblins are another enemy. Grapple off them whenever you see them, because you get a skull necklace. You can keep it in your spoils bag. This rather off-putting accessory would appear to be of little value, but shown to the right person, it's apparently of great worth. It's another thing like joy pendants and golden feathers that you'll need a lot of, so just gather them whenever you see them. Let's kill this guy. And interesting, watch this one. See how he's actually physically wearing a skull necklace? Use a grappling hook on him and you pull it off and he goes, yeah! And it's hilarious. Let's just finish him off with a nice jump attack to the back of the head. So that's that I'm done. So now, the door unlocks. But the door up there, not this door. So we need to work out a way to get up there. For now, we'll destroy this orb. Okay, I kind of hoped that would have at least one skull necklace in, but it didn't. What about this one? Nope. I guess if you grapple it off them, they don't have another one. God, we've got a load of rupees now. We nearly filled our wallet. So skull necklaces, again, you'll need for something a lot later in the game, but start gathering them early, because you need 20 of them, so worth grabbing. I wish games would kind of tell you, well, it's difficult to do, telling you early that you're going to need something. Xenoblade Chronicles is the only game I've seen that actually does that really well, but that also is factored into the plot. But like it tells you when you grab an item, it says like, oh, you should gather these when you have the chance and not get rid of them, because you might need them in the future. But like it actually makes sense with the plot of that game, which is really good. Now, to get back up here, what we need to do is use that thing to activate a wind lift. Then we fly into the wind lift with a Boko Bud, and then activate the Deku Leaf, and up we glide. And now we can head through here, because having the boomerang, we're capable of destroying the eye creeps. And through here is pretty much getting right towards the end of the dungeon now. Oh, this locks. Why does this lock? Oh, there's 2 Mothulas in here. Awesome. Let's stun them with the boomerang and finish them off. Oh god. That didn't go well at all. Yeah, as you can see, bigger enemies like Mothulas are just stunned by a boomerang. That's still incredibly useful. When you kill everything here, the door unlocks, the other door unlocks, and right in front of us, a treasure chest appears. Almost like I knew it was going to be there. And we open that up, and it contains a nice little joy pendant. Joy pendants, as I say, will never ever hurt you. Now we head along this way, and we'll get to somewhere important. Specifically, the boss key door thing. There is a load of things here of... Oh, there's a load of like... I don't know what these are, they're kind of like seed things. Some have enemies in them, some have useful... Oh god, that one's got a load of moths in it. Some have useful things in them. I'm looking for one specific one though that has a fairy in it, because they always give you a fairy before a boss battle. So, and we've got a spare bottle, because we got a bottle last episode from the submarine, about 2 episodes ago now actually, from the submarine outside Bomb Island, so might as well have a fairy in it, though we've already got one fairy from the outside Dragon Roost that we never used. There we... Oh, no, 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 no! Oh, I used the Deku Leaf on it by accident and it just... Ugh. That's still one thing Nintendo's never really got down is in Zelda games is fairies, getting them to actually be used, put in a bottle rather than just used. But before we go in there, we can use those, then we light this, Oh, we can light it from on top of it. And we fall into the jug. Wow, that looked really weird. Fall into the jug and it takes us right back to the beginning of the level. Because there is something I can do here. Because, do we need the level? We need the dungeon. There is something I can do here because, firstly, you'll recall that in this room I was like, well, there's something we can do there later. Because now we have a method of destroying this eye creep, which is surrounded by choo-choos. Those weren't there before. Oh, that looked really cool. Stun them all in one. It was unintentional, but awesome. I love that little sound they made there when you stun them. But, oh god. There we go. Now they're all dead. We can successfully target the eye creep when it's open. And open up the chest. This contains, there's pretty much one per dungeon, a Knight's Crest again, which is something you need to gather. That one, though, there are enemies that drop it, but they're very rare and we haven't come across them yet. What we can also do is if we make our way all the way to the top of this room, there's something else useful in it. The keen-eyed amongst you might have spotted this earlier, but we can actually use this Baba Bud to hop. We went through that door last time, but we can actually use this Baba Bud to hop over here, do a bit of gliding, and there's some more stuff right at the peak of this room. Through here, there's another treasure chest, but we couldn't get this earlier because it had an eye creep on it, so I didn't bother showing it. But you'll remember I said that each dungeon contains 2 treasure maps. And this is, of course, the second one for this dungeon. So this is treasure map. I think this one's 1. One's 1, one's 15, and I can never remember which one's which, and I can't check treasure maps when I'm not in a dungeon. You can only check them out at sea. So yeah, that's everything we can do in the dungeon now. So we are ready to head off to the boss. So before we go in, I'm going to try and see if we can successfully get the fairy this time. Yeah, come on, yeah, you're mine, bitch. So now we have 2 fairies. We have 2 fairies and like 5 heart containers. So let's see if I can manage what I did with Star Fox, which is an entire LP without a death. That'll be impressive if I can do it, but because this game's slightly harder than Star Fox, but it's also a relatively straightforward game as far as Zeldas are concerned, so I'm going to try that. Anyway, into the boss. First things first, if we look in the middle, we will see a little Korok dancing up and down. That is Makar, and you know what, I'm actually going to try and take a photo of him here, because why not? Come on, jump, man, jump. There you go. That does not count. Oh, never mind, I'll do it later. If we approach him... Yay! Help me, help me, help me! Oh dear. Yeah! Pretty cool looking boss, this one. Oh, no, that's not my pictograph box, that is. Really easy to get a picture of it, because it doesn't have a head, you can just snap the whole thing. So this is Caldemos. Its favourite thing is Makar. This plant monster is a gigantic parasite that lives in the depths of the Forbidden Woods. Only by cutting loose all of its disgusting tentacles with the boomerang will its tender core be revealed. So that's exactly what we're going to do. So we basically just need to move round it, targeting those things, holding it onto the ceiling, and it'll generally take kind of 4 waves of boomeranging. The tentacles that are dropping down us, you can see you just need to kind of avoid them. When they start glowing, it means they're about to attack. Or they do this attack where they kind of all dig up the ground through you. Through you? At you. They dig up through the ground at you. But when you cut all the tentacles down, the main body of it becomes exposed, and it's that thing in the middle that ate Makar. So just kind of wail on that when you get a chance. Then it'll eat you! Yay! But then it spits you out again nicely, take a bit of damage. Lather, rinse and repeat. Always repeat. Oh, that didn't work. Ow! I'm of mixed minds about Caldemos. I really like the look of it. Like, physically, it's a really interesting boss. And I like the idea of just kind of like plant monster and stuff. But as for an actual battle, it's kind of dull. Which... Ow, no. That still didn't work. And that's the final 2 tentacles, let's get that. Because then the centre is exposed again. But unfortunately, this is it. There is no second phase to it or anything like that. You just keep doing this until it dies, which, I don't know. Like, it feels like it's not... A, it's not that much of a challenge, and B, like, it could be made more interesting. Because, like, I'm not really, as you can see, trying very hard to dodge its attacks, just because I almost kind of want to get on with it, because its attacks are fairly They're not, I wouldn't call them so much predictable as just regular, but they're just kind of, it'll slam down with tentacles, then when you've damaged it enough, it'll try and do that diggy thing. But once again, cut all its tentacles down, wail on the centre, and usually 3 is about enough to have done it. Oh, nope. There we go. And that's it down. It's, as I say, I really like the concept of the boss, but they could have made it slightly more interesting, I feel, but either way, yay! Makar is saved, which is awesome. We're still cheering even though the thing hasn't fully died yet, but there it goes. Night-night. And we get the usual things we get. We get a heart container, we get a warp out. But first...
Swordsman, are you the one who rescued me? You have my thanks. When it all went dark around me, I thought my time on this earth was over. But why are you here, Swordsman? What, the great Deku Trees I do? Oh, that's right, today's the day of our annual ceremony. I'm in trouble, I shouldn't be here, I must get out immediately.
So we'll grab the heart container as well. This episode's going to be a bit longer, I hope you'll bear with me, just because we're right at the end of it, but we've still got stuff we need to do before we can even... I don't want to hold the episode here, because it's a horrible place to hold the episode. I don't even know what happens if we save here. But let's just head out of the dungeon. But before we head out... wee Makar follows behind us. I love the way he runs. Wop, 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 wop. And he does the same little warp as us, which is cool. I also love that he warps back on our head. Oh, Makar, you have returned safely.
I'm sorry, great Deku Tree. I know you warned us many times, but still I did not listen.
Do not worry, Makar. You are safe now. Just be more careful from now on. You have done well, Doctor. I must thank you for your brave deeds. Here is that which I have promised you. Please accept it. Whee! Shiny, shiny, shiny. Yay! And just like that, you receive Faurora's Pearl. The Earth Spirit, the Deku Tree, has seen fit to give you this jewel, a treasure of the goddess Faurora. It is my hope that this pearl shall lead you to a fair destiny. All is well, Makar. Do not cry. Please, play your songs for me as you always do.
Oh, that's right, we must begin our ceremony soon before the day ends. I'm sorry to keep you all waiting. Let the ceremony begin.
And he produces a fiddle from somewhere. But I really like the sound of this little bit of music. It's just a cool little thing. And I like how he plays it with like a bow with a thing on the end. Just a nice little jig with a bit of singing in it. But as you'll have seen during that scene, seeds have appeared now from the Great Deku Tree. And so the majority of the Koroks then go up and grab them.
Great Deku Tree, this year you've once again produced some splendid seeds.
With these seeds we will continue to spread new forests across the Great Sea.
Let us go, Koroks, to the sea.
See you all next year.
Take care.
Farewell, great swordsman. May the winds of chance bring us together again someday. And so they all fly off, and we will come across them later, which is a kind of cool thing. They spread to various corners of the Great Sea, but we will find them on different islands. I really like that happened during the full moon as well. That was cool. I don't think it always does that, but yes, so it's been a slightly longer episode, but this episode we have managed to complete the Forest Haven, beat the mighty Cal Demos, and rescue Makar and get Faurora's Pearl for our troubles. So in the next episode, we will be finishing up a few things in the Forest Haven and then heading back to the King of Red Lions to find out where we need to go next for another pearl. Thank you very much and good day.